In this video, we're going to cover when or if to extract camp. In Arena Breakout, we are also joined by Kiwi, who is currently the hashtag 2 player in Arena Breakout, and he will be offering his unique experience and knowledge for the community to learn and grow. I will present a theory, what my current belief and conclusion of a subject is. He will correct it or confirm if it is correct based on his experience. I will ask questions along the way for us to understand and learn fully together. When to loot in Arena Breakout is a question that is at the core of this game, which answers everything: when to fight, how to fight, why to fight, when and where to rotate, when to extract. I recommend starting from the beginning of this playlist, which is linked in description, to learn everything about when to loot in Arena Breakout, and fully understand as it is broken down in order. However, each video you will learn from it standalone useful information. What about with Armory that, unlike Northridge, they can't exactly run away, right? Because they have to go to radar or mine if they're not going to leave their backpack.
Correct.
Or the underground canal inside the bunker. So waiting in that situation, camping on Armory, if it's a strong team, that situation where you've got most of them, there's one left, or if there's a full team you haven't been able to clear them, would you just wait a lot longer in that situation versus other times? Or would you still not wait a long time?
I hate to admit it, but extract camping is a really effective way to make money. If you've, even if you just sit on the extract the whole game, at radar or at mine, a lot of the time the loot will come to you. You won't have to worry about the time. Players will either run to drop their backpacks beforehand, or they will run with their backpacks. And a lot of the time their loot's already Tetris. It's super simple. Just stick their backpack on and then you're good to go. And it's a really effective way to make money. It's just to extract camp. Now, time you don't have to worry about time too much. You don't have to worry about time too much, because at the end of the day, if they don't activate the switches on time, you can just run to no backpack extract. But inside Canal, it's a lot harder to extract camp, but it is still extremely effective. I believe you can prone on the extract, have the Canal called, and the bots won't aggro on you if you don't move at all.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Now, don't quote me on it, but I have been on extract AFK before. Had Canal called, had the bots push up to me, but none of them aggroed on me. So I haven't tested it, so I don't know if it works like that. So that's an interesting question there, because in Northridge, I'm going to assume it's a lot harder to extract camp because, well, the map's very spread out. You can go exit in many different locations, so it doesn't exactly work there. But in Armory, when the situation presents, or as a solo or a squad, there's two choices, right? You can go and fight the team, you can go deal with all the looting, all the combat, or you can just wait in the extract. And which one's going to be more effective? For me personally, I like to keep it entertaining. I don't have much patience. I would just push them. However, if you're really down bad and you really need money, extract camping is a really good way to make money.
So you would say it's like the safer, the more tedious, safer alternative.
Yeah, it is.
Until you have more money.
Yeah, it definitely is the safer option you can take, is to extract camp. To be a rat, if you will. However, ratting in every scenario doesn't always work.
And it would change very fast if, okay, they don't go to radar, they're going to go to the canal exit. Or if you're trying to camp canal and then they go to the radar exit, in that point you just have to push anyway at that time. But often you'll encounter a team at least every second match, probably.
Not many teams will choose radar over canal. Only the more confident tier 6 teams might choose radar over canal if the lobby's wiped. However, most people will tend to use canal over radar because it's quote unquote safer, because it's inside, I think Radar is the most dangerous extract on Armory, in my opinion. However, people will choose Canal over Radar. So say for example, you're camping Radar Station extract. People might choose to go to Canal if no one's been inside the bunker yet. They might quickly loot the bunker and extract from Canal.
Now, let's say you take the fight against the teams that loot everywhere, and a team's camping in the extracts. How do you avoid that risk? Is there like an equal skilled team that if they catch you off guard, you'll lose? But how do you ensure that it does not become a problem that if you had camped like they were as well, then you would win? Like how would that usually play out?
Sorry, do you mind repeating that?
So you could have either camped the extract or took the fight directly with the team and then looted it around everywhere. Now, let's say you were the one who took the aggressive approach, looted it everywhere, and you come towards the extract, or they're holding angle somewhere. How do you avoid the risk that they are waiting there and mediate that you would just die to them camping there?
Now, a lot of the time, I like clearing the lobby before I extract, but sometimes you just don't know, and sometimes they'll just kill you. That's why I say it is such an effective tactic, extract camping, because you can catch so many people off guard.
Mm-hmm. So as a solo, it would be a lot harder to defend against that, but as a squad, it would be easier to clear those angles, I would gather, and then you could just take grenades.
Yes and no. I wouldn't say it's easier. I will say a lot of the time they might kill one or two of you before you can get them, because there are so many places on every map that you can camp as an extract camper where people might not expect you to be. And so it is super hard even as a full squad, especially if the extract campers are a full squad. It is super hard to predict whether they are unless the lobby's being cleared.
Right, I see. So when you play aggressive against a team, you are at a disadvantage, right? If you're of an equal skill?
100%, especially because of MS. If the guys you're fighting are on 20 MS and you're on 200, 100 MS, pushing them, you're at a significant disadvantage. Especially with...
So if you're...
Especially if, even when they push you as well, you're still at a disadvantage. MS plays a huge... Let me restart that. When you're pushing someone, you are at a disadvantage, yes. Especially if you have a higher MS as well, and they have a low MS and they're holding an angle, they will generally, a lot of time, win the gunfight if you're of equal equipment and equal skill level. Now, there are a few tactics you can do to outplay them. Say, stun grenades, smokes, just offensive grenades, where you can restrict their hearing and also damage them.
Right, I see.
It's removing factors that can give you the upper hand, visuals and hearing.
So if you use grenades where they could be, and the smokes or stuns, that can give you an advantage to avoid being surprised by them. Now let's say in theory
can I add something to that quickly? So I love pushing hole in the wall. It's my favorite entrance to push. The reason this is because even if it's a full squad camping it, two camping the back corridor, one camping the stairs, and one camping from middle, you can smoke middle and then you make them panic. You can throw a smoke in that first doorway on the right and you can make them panic. You can also throw stun grenades and stuff easily, stun the guys on the stairs, and you can run to the back and push the two at the back. It is my favorite entrance to push in from. It is the easiest in my opinion.
So when it comes to when to loot, when you're versing teams that, like in theory, if it was an equal caliber team, and you encountered them on North Ridge, if you simply wait, well, they may just leave, right, and not be there, or extract somewhere else, and then you'd have no reward because you ran out of time to loot, and you didn't defeat the team. However, on Armory, well, you can't avoid the fight eventually if the team wants to fight you. in that situation versus an equal team, it would be more optimal to wait for them until the last possible minute, because they also have the same mindset where they have to fight you as well and get the loot, because they won't make anything either. And they can't just go away, loot somewhere else and extract.
Correct. It is a lot easier to disengage fights and leave fights on Northridge than it is Armory. Sorry,
So on Northridge, you would want to play more aggressive there, right? Regardless of the caliber of the team you're facing, you'd want to ensure they don't leave so that you can make a profit there.
the more skilled the team is, the more tactical I would play, rather than aggressive. But you will have to I will apply some pressure and take the opportunity to make plays more on Northridge than I would Armory.
I see. So you play more aggressive, and it's an opening opportunity that you could win likely, but you want to just push them because you can die, and you take more of a risk of losing that loot to ensure you don't die. On Armory, there's no pressure there really, because there's nowhere for them to go.
Correct. If they want to extract, you will know that they're trying to extract.
And against teams that are weaker on Armory, if you just wait, well, they might not even realize that they run out of time and that you will all die. So in that situation, that is when it's important to push faster.
Sorry, do you mind saying that again?
So like on Armory, if a team is weaker than your team and they have less experience there, or even if they're just at a disadvantaged situation, they're not going to apply the pressure even if they run out of time to extract.
Correct.
So you would have to identify the situation that if they're going to be aware of you, that you'd push if you have the advantage, and only wait if they have the advantage, because then they will want to extract and they won't just wait the entire time.
Sorry? I'm sorry, do you mind? I zoned out for a second and I missed everything you said.
So if you take an example where the team has an advantage, like they have a better skill, better geared, or you've lost 2 members, in that situation it'd be optimal to wait, because if you push them, you'd be more likely to lose if they are stronger or similar skill but more numbers.
Yeah,
but if you wait, they will push you because they have to extract, and you are weaker than them, so they're not going to just wait the entire time and lose their loot as well.
Yeah, now, so if a team takes out 2 of your members, a lot of the time they will follow through with a push as well. So it's better for you just to hold the angle or hold a defendable position. If you have to run back and give them the opportunity to loot your teammates, and that's fine, because a lot of the time they will think you're only a duo still, and they will push you. So it's just better for you to hold your position or move back to a more defendable position.
So when to loot would be determined by if you encounter a team that's stronger than you or equal skill. Let's say you're fighting, if you get an advantage, you want to pressure it because you have to play aggressive because they won't, and then you clear them out, you loot that team and the general map loot, or if you're a full team, or if you're solo, just to save and take that and extract. But if you're in a situation where you get a disadvantage, the rules will change and you would not loot, you would just hold until that team makes a mistake.
Yeah, that is also.
And there's no team engaging you, then you would also just loot in that situation the general map in the Armory example.
Yeah.
And to an extent similar in Northridge, but if you get an advantage on a team, you'd want to play more aggressive on Northridge quicker than you would have to in Armory, because they can just leave and escape from that situation. But you don't want to play too aggressive that you would die, because you put yourself in a very bad situation, even as a full team versus example 2.
Correct. You want to be applying the pressure to the enemy team for them to be making a mistake that you can take advantage of.
And most likely not to let them escape.
Yes.